Today is an awesome day because I am going to the Minnesota State Fair. So I know most of you guys are from Minnesota, but for those of you that don't know what the Great Minnesota Get Together is, it is a 12-day fair that runs the 12 days prior to Labor Day, and it's kind of the way that we in Minnesota wrap up our summer, and everything is served on a stick, and there's buckets and buckets of cookies. Not these cookies, but like hot, gooey Sweet Martha's cookies. Some of my favorites are cheese curds and fresh French fries, deep fried pickles, nitro ice cream, fudge puppy, which is a Belgian waffle on a stick dipped in Belgian chocolate. So this is a day that I look forward to every single year. If I ever moved away from Minnesota, I would travel back just to go to the state fair. In years past, I used to diet and exercise all summer just so that I could be bad 2 or 3 days at the Minnesota State Fair. And so today I'm going to be taking you guys and sharing with you my favorite Minnesota pastime. So I'm going to kick the intro and I'll catch you guys at the fair. So now I've got the infamous walk. Usually got to walk like 15 blocks. I mean, it depends on if you want to pay for parking or not, but you can see that there's cars as far as the eye can see, and looking forward to a great day at the fair. Still walking. Tie his arm to this backpack. We got our gas station water because it's too expensive in the fair. We're ready. And here at the State Fair, the pumpkin burglar.
Who's honey?
So many jams and preservatives and jellies. Doesn't stop. We got pies over here.
Word focus. So we call ourselves foci because, as you can see, while you're working with hot glass, you have to be focused on a lot of things at the same time.
So Tyler, what'd you think of the glass blowing class?
It's pretty sweet. I like to do it.
I was just blown away by how quickly they had to work, and it's always one of my favorite things to go see at the fair. We're approaching Sweet Martha's to get our cookies. One, please. Ty, just the cone. So now the task at hand is to get to the other side of the fairgrounds as quickly as possible to the unlimited milk booth while the cookies are still hot. So that's what we're gonna do. But now we gotta fight through the crowds of people. So many people. We mostly conquered. We're tapping out due to sore feet and just so much food. So we might come back again, maybe not, but Tyler's entering to win these crazy dog houses, which I'll include next. Picture 1, picture 2, picture 3. You can see I got a little aggressive with the chocolate chips. That's okay. I mean, it's just once a year. Still got a couple left, and was able to do 4 cups of milk with the unlimited milk, and it was awesome. So always a good year when you get to end it right with Sweet Martha's and white and chocolate milk mixed together, and of course with your best friend Tyler. Now we got the long walk back to the car. Okay guys, so after a long day at the fair, I'm just going to break it down the key ways that I hack autism. So now I've shared what I love about the fair, but it's hundreds of thousands of people every day go into this fair. And if you're in Texas or Iowa or Minnesota, like, the state fairs are big deals, but this applies to any crowded space. So let me just talk to you about how I hack those events. So number 1, I love to have Choco sandals. So this is it's a rafting sandal, but at an autism level, the way that I hack my stress and anxiety is I can strap these down, I can tighten them based off of like how stressed out I am. So if I am in like a really tough place, I'm gonna like cinch these down to the degree that like my feet are not turning purple, but almost purple. So this is one item. And item number 2, watch. So yes, it tells you the time, but it's also a way to add pressure around your wrist. And again, if I'm stressed out, I'm cinching that down. So that's item number 2. Item number 3, hair ponytail. This for me is like a glass of wine in terms of being able to just calm down and just be in the moment, be present. I don't have my hair on my neck, and that tension that pulls basically uniformly across my scalp gets to happen because of this guy. So I always have these in cars, backpacks, purses, always have extra ponytails. Item number 4, I think, is where we're at. I always lose my place in the list, is hats. Again, it's tension. I mean, yes, it blocks out the sun, but that's why I've got like 15 different types of hats. So I always have a hat. Because again, it's a way to kind of covertly add that pressure and that tension to yourself. It allows me to kind of go below the radar. And then lastly, water. Lots and lots and lots of water. When it comes to being in places with hundreds of thousands of people, you're talking about, it actually really comes down to resources. Resources of energy, of emotional capacity, and I mean overall fatigue. And water helps you combat that. So I always try to travel with a camelback. And so yeah, that was day 1 of the fair. Let me show you now day 2. Day 2 at the fair. This is how hardcore we are. I've got the backpack ready to go. I've got my rain jacket on, and it's gonna be a great day. I won't let the rain keep me away, and hopefully the crowds will be lower because of the crappy weather. Anyways, I won't let the rain get me down. And how could I forget the cheese curds? They're so good. But a hack in that moment when I'm eating those cheese curds, a hack that I forgot to mention in my last video is I try to find a pillar, some immovable object. And most people in crowds, especially in crowded spaces, they try to go around them. They try to give it a lot of space because they're trying to get somewhere as quickly as they can. What I do is I try to find pillars, barriers, big trash cans, anything that's immovable that most people avoid and they try to go way around. I am actually going to sit right next to it with my back to that column, because then I'm going to have a defined space where someone's not going to come up behind me because the pillar's there, right? Or it basically reduces the number of sides and ways that people can come at me in a crowd, right? Because everyone's just trying to get somewhere with the least amount of energy possible. And so a big hack or trick is to find an immovable object that you can sit next to, because most people will avoid it, but you can keep your eyes peeled for it and say, hey, I'm gonna camp here, as I take a deep breath, as I just do some deep breathing and evaluate my choice to come to this crazy place. You know, like, it's hard for me, but I love the fair so much that I found a way to hack it. Back to the fair.
You like it, Casey? You like it?
Great, and then a special cut this afternoon I've been working on for you folks. Very fluffy eyebrows.
I love corn so much that I'm gonna get.
Try to get it in there.
Yeah, grandstand.
Cover the sand.
And that was my trip to the Minnesota State Fair. If you're looking for more helpful content, consider hitting that subscribe button and let me know you liked the video. Hit that like button. And there's tons and tons of other footage talking about how I've been growing my business, my QA company, with people on the spectrum and the challenges that come with that, and other life tricks. So consider clicking this video or this video